That's crazy. They got him when I clicked that shit. Damn. Oh man. Oh man. Mm. Cleared as suspects. Ducky. What's up? Ducky T21. What's up? I got a couple of topics I'm gonna talk about today, but we're gonna start off with the 50 Cent Faizon Love beef before we get into more of the politics. I think I'm gonna end it with that. Hopefully, by the time I get around to that, a few people who are interested in politics will come around. We can discuss that as well. Matter of fact, for everybody who's watching, I'm going to put the link. I'm gonna pin it to the top of the chat. You say is the guy at the top okay? I don't know. I don't know. We're gonna find out. I don't know. We're gonna find out. So, like I say, I'm gonna pin the link to join the show at the top of the chat for those who want to come up here and speak on the topics. I'm gonna start off with the Faison Love 50 Cent beef first before I get into the regular politics because I know some people usually come over here for the politics. So, and I don't know how long I was gonna spend on that, but I wanted to also talk about this beef with Faison Love and 50 Cent. So for those who don't really know, 50 Cent, he's been having his beefs. He got a long standing beef with Ja Rule, Murder Inc., and others. But recently it was a incident on a plane with Uncle Murder, uh, Tony Yayo, and Ja Rule. And Ja Rule ended up getting removed from the plane. And Tony Yayo and Uncle Murder had a big laugh and a big joke about it. But now you got 50 Cent and Faison Love beefing because Faison Love went onto a show and had some comments about 50 Cent. Now, we know Faizon has said a lot of things about a lot of people. You know what I mean? He's recently said things about who is that? Mm, I cannot think of his name right now. But he's been kind of antagonizing people for a while and really like he wants to fight a lot of people and whatnot. Say he better get on a jelly roll diet. Y'all crazy. But Faison went on to this Bag Fuel podcast and said some interesting things about 50 Cent in his career. So let's listen to what he said, and I'll stop it here and there, and y'all can make y'all comments, and I'll make my comments. But like I say, everybody who's new to the show, make sure y'all hit the like button, make sure y'all hit the subscribe button. Also, if y'all do want to join the show, just hit the link and speak your mind. Let's go.
We're learning.
Yeah.
So when
all this shit about 50 Cent, this is the boat. I'm like, you open.
Jesus,
This is how. See, they say this, and somebody told me it's called clip farming, right?
and we know I'm familiar with that.
I'm gonna build a studio. Studios don't make movies. Who makes movies? Filmmakers. Tyler Perry needs to build a studio.
Because he's a filmmaker.
Because he's a filmmaker.
But isn't 50 Cent a filmmaker?
What are they?
He makes shows.
BMF.
Powers, the
Yeah.
BMF.
Someone owns that.
I mean, but he's still.
if
that's
I,
his shit, though.
if I
It's a
put it in
fee.
my studio, don't I get paid?
No,
So,
you get paid for renting. Like you rent.
okay, so I'm letting that money go. If I don't have the location, then I'm letting the money go. So if
It's
I'm
just
50 Cent, don't I want to keep all my money?
He had TV shows on ABC, Stars.
He had him where?
On ABC.
He was a producer on them.
Okay.
Shonda Rhimes is a
Not a
producer.
film. Okay.
She's a producer, filmmaker, and writer.
Okay.
Okay, she owns Issa Rae.
Mm-hmm.
They're filmmakers.
Okay.
Tyler Perry is, no matter what you say, he's a filmmaker.
Mm.
He's a
But see, I'm not still understanding what the issue is with 50 Cent having a studio. I mean, we know that 50 Cent has made these shows like Power and other shows. So what? He's a producer on these shows. I think he's even written a little bit for these shows. He also employs individuals. He's bringing jobs to the Black community and just any other community that he's around. I'm 30 minutes away from the Shreveport studio that's being built. And that's a lot of Black people in Shreveport. So that means a lot of Black people are going to get jobs, let alone they may eventually end up on some of these shows. It just sounds like he's a hater. But once you speak 50 Cent's name, it's like, you better say something good, because if you don't say anything good, 50 Cent is coming.
factory. You don't need a factory if you got one movie, one TV show. You need distribution, nigga.
But he got multiple TV shows.
No, he don't.
Yeah.
He's on Stars.
Yes. What happened?
Don't he got a crime? He got some crime shit he do too.
Yeah,
He
a
got
bunch
some
of
other
TV
He's on
shows.
Stars.
What Stars is a bad thing?
It was also a show I think he had on ABC. ABC or NBC, one of them. He was a producer of that.
It's under BET. It's cable. It's like, it's nothing.
Why he says nothing? But they making plenty of money.
No,
they
they're
making
not.
stars. Right?
They're fuck. Okay, look. It's HBO.
Yeah, what? Explain.
Say it again. You know who's bigger than Stars? Tubi.
Who be bigger than stars right now?
Tubi smart because they say you guys can make a movie and put it on here, and you can show your family. Look, Mom, I did a movie. I'm just like 50 Cent. I did a movie. I'm on Tubi. That's good, baby. Here's $1,300. But they getting the
Yeah, but Tubi don't have a subscription-based service. Tubi don't have a subscription-based service at all. Tubi does not have a subscription-based service. We all know this. Stars has a subscription-based service, which means they are actually bringing in some type of revenue. Now, Tubi is probably bringing in revenue from the commercials that they play on their TV shows and whatnot, but Stars has to be getting more money than Tubi. Let's be honest. Matter of fact, let me see. How much is Tubi? Tubi, the free ad-supported streaming service owned by Fox Corporation, is valued at over $2 billion. All right, now how much is Stars worth? No, he's right. Says as of mid-February 2026, Stars Entertainment has a market capitalization or net worth of approximately 147 million. That's crazy. You would think with them having a subscription base, they would definitely have more money than Tubi. So I wonder why. Let me see. Revenue growth. Revenue exceeded for Tubi over 300 million annually in 2023 with rapid 25% quarterly growth in advertising. Oh, they get a lot of advertising money like I thought. Because I think the only tier that you can get with Stars is just a basic, tier without ads. I mean, I don't even think they have ads on their period. No matter what tier you get, so they don't have ads. So if they only worth 147 million, I wonder how much are they paying these folks who are on these TV shows? Because if they only have a net worth of 147 million, the folks on Stars can't be making that much money.
Viewership stack. It's almost Tubi is YouTube on
For movies.
yes. Every broadcast.
Tubi, YouTube,
Yeah.
Tube.
Tubi. So it's brilliant. They're going to surpass because they still have ads. Ads is what make
The money.
Coca-Cola started television. Tide started television.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That's where that's why there's no more money in television. I mean, Cedric's television show is making money because it's on ABC, and he's getting real ads. We talking about $100,000 an episode. I mean, at the height of television, Friends was making $1 million per episode. Do you know what $1 million residual check? Over 26. See, now they don't even do full orders. They do an order of 10.
Mm-hmm.
What's the full order? Like 26?
26.
26,
Half a year,
yeah.
right?
26. Then you take a hiatus and do another 26.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler Perry changed the game because he can do 26 shows in a week. Wrap it up, boom. Give me my money. And he's getting the ad. That's a filmmaker. He needs a studio to facilitate his shit.
His writing, his
writing, his
because he
vision.
might produce this. I'm writing this. I'm acting in this. So I got
Marvel-
five movies going on just this month.
Then Marvel might say, hey, man, we need to have your studio. We're going to give you $14 million for having the studio for 2 weeks.
Easy.
Easy.
But isn't that why 50's doing it?
Nobody's giving him
can
no
give-
money to rent a shitty movie in Freeport.
But why? If it's a dope
Because
location.
they would have did it themselves. They the one that started Atlanta.
So maybe he's thinking he's going to start Shreveport.
He's not a filmmaker. What if I told you I'm starting a music business in Flint, Michigan?
I'd be like,
I bought a studio.
What? I'm like, you fucking tripping. I'm like, you fucking tripping.
I bought a studio.
I'm gonna be like, Faizon and lost his fucking mind. You could have just sold me that money, nigga. So why you wasting it in when you can just give me the money?
Everyone, I started a film industry, a music industry in Flint, Michigan. Here's my studio. We're gonna put out records. Like, what, nigga? What? You could have did it at your house. Nigga, so dumb. Nigga, so dumb. It's a lucrative.
It has to be.
No.
Faizon.
The ones that are lucrative, you don't know.
Faizon, I just don't see him waste so. All right.
Let me tell you this.
all right,
I worked with him for a lot of years.
Yeah.
And he'll tell you,
Yeah.
that nigga's cheap.
I
don't see him wasting no money.
He's not in the business of wasting
That's
money.
what I'm saying.
No, I hear what you're saying.
Yes.
But I see what he's doing.
But what's the play?
He's building up to sell it.
It's just talking. Just like,
Oh, clip farming, like
yes. It's like, so we talking about it right now.
yeah.
Just like the Diddy film. Do you think he made money on that?
Yeah.
No. Where
he
from
did.
where? You have to sell this shit.
Sold it to Netflix.
Yeah, so it's
For what, $5 million?
Sound like a lot of money to me, Faizon.
Nigga, Dave Chappelle gets $40 million for an hour stand-up. So how the fuck is the Diddy
A 5-6-part series get
Get
$5
$5
million.
million. But we don't know if he got $5 million. We don't know what he got.
They not.
He got $5 million and he didn't. And somebody brought it to him, and that's free money.
See, you come on. You thinking like a corner boy now. Yo, I only put in. I re-upped. Now it's not the five.
You talking about ex-drug dealers? That's how they make.
He's not a listen to me. I never understood 50 Cent. He's always seemed like a victim to me. Like you got shot 5 times. You got shot 5 times.
I'm looking at it right here.
Well, I don't want to talk to you. I want to talk to the nigga that shot you.
I'm looking at it right here. It says 50 Cent made over $50 million by selling his documentary to Netflix. Says he made over $50 million. So whatever Faizon is saying, it's like it's not the first part about the Tubi stuff was true, but this isn't true. 50 Cent made over $50 million by selling the Diddy doc. This shit is crazy. What's up, Night Vision TV?
This nigga is wild. This nigga say, no wonder you online. What you mean you want to talk to the nigga shot the nigga?
I don't want to talk to you. Who's the nigga that shot
You don't want to see the nigga that survived the bullets
No,
and
it's
made
a
it
lot of-
back
you know
and
how many-
fought back and
You know
got
how
to
many
the top?
friends I got that?
I got
That
niggas
been
that got
shot 5 times
but
and
they,
they that
but,
nigga?
they didn't rap and make to the top of the food chain and become one of the
Right.
famous niggas of all
Exactly. That's the whole thing about 50 Cent career. You got niggas shot him, damn near killed him. He started getting in the rap game. Who was that? Murder Inc. Irv Gotti and them was trying to hold him back. He took that shit, didn't take it over, but he surpassed them, only to basically run them out the game. And now he's on to bigger and better things that don't even pertain to hip hop. That's why people like 50 Cent. That's why people like his story, because it's like he's a resilient person and he didn't let people stop him. He didn't let people hold him back. He didn't give a fuck. He was unabashed about the things that he was saying. He just didn't care. That's why people like 50 Cent. I like 50 Cent. Like I'm a fan of 50 Cent ever since, because see, other people knew him who was in New York and probably on the East Coast, knew everything about him before the Get Rich or Die Trying stuff. See, I learned about him, right when the Get Rich or Die Trying, all of that was coming out. And I liked him then. It was still people hating on him, and I didn't understand why, because I didn't know that much about him. But I was liking him just off of hearing his story.
time and rap. They didn't do that, Faizon. They
That's
just got
crazy.
shot.
Yeah.
They just got shot.
So you know mad famous niggas that got shot and became...
Not mad famous.
That's what I'm saying. Them other niggas just got shot.
But maybe he's famous for certain, I don't know.
I know.
Maybe he's,
He
I don't
put out
know.
an album that goes diamond.
Yeah, so did Outkast, and they didn't get shot.
It's so wild.
Did Outkast not? Huh?
Yeah, it went diamond.
Okay.
It went diamond
It did.
in 03, I remember.
Yeah, I mean they got a couple of them.
Yeah, they got like 2 diamonds.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So that's all I'm saying is like
Diamonds is
I think
ill.
so.
that's what I'm saying.
Because
Nobody.
they had the double album that was
Yeah.
together. That was diamond, and I think they had one where they rapped on
yeah.
together.
CeeLo,
too,
did
that was
CeeLo
diamond.
get shot?
Why would CeeLo Green get
Tupac
shot?
got shot.
Tupac got shot.
Tupac got shot.
Yeah, and a couple times.
Mhm.
He shot himself a couple times, and then he got shot. The last one.
So yeah, that's what started the whole beef between 50 Cent and Faizon Love. It's like, bro, like it just sounds more like he's just hating, because he keeps trying to find an excuse to like belittle anything that 50 Cent has done or what 50 Cent has said. And I think that's another thing that bugs a lot of people is that he actually overcame this stuff, did what he said he was going to do. And the majority of people don't really do what they say they're going to do. Like, let's be honest. A lot of people say, "Oh, my life is going to end up this way. I'm going to overcome these odds." And they may get to a certain point, but they never really amount to the things that, that will make them stand out above the rest. And 50 Cent did. And that's why a lot of people like him. They like his attitude. They like his, nonchalant approach to things. Like he already knows I'm the best in the room. I'm the best in the business. It don't matter. So he started producing these shows on Stars, the Power series, people like that. Then he did BMF, but he ended up beefing with Big Meech and his son. So that show is basically over with. Then you got like Raising Canaan, which is kind of based on his life, not fully, but they tweaked it a little bit or whatever. But overall, people just like 50 Cent. And he went hard. They were saying he went hard before to Get Rich or Die Trying, and I didn't know him then. But to Get Rich or Die Trying and the other stuff, he went hard. Like after Get Rich or Die Trying, it maybe was one album that was decent, but the rest of them, I'm not gonna lie, they wasn't too good. Like the one where he had like he was with the muscles with the drawing on him, I really wasn't a fan of that. And it was a couple of songs that came. I was like, nah, that ain't it, 50 Cent. And he just kind of let it go. He was like, shit, I'm gonna start doing movies. I'm gonna start doing, something else. And things have really worked out for him so far. So you gotta either like him or hate him. 50 Cent is, he's that dude. He's that dude. So with the studio coming about, you're gonna have more and more haters. People like Faizon Love. It's bound to be others out there too who don't like 50 Cent who gonna come forward and quite possibly say some stuff about him. Who knows? Like I don't even know. Night Vision say Ghetto Quran put him on the map. He did a lot of name dropping in that. See, I don't even know nothing about that, bro. See, I don't even know nothing about that. Was that before Get Rich or Die Trying? Cause see, like I say, I've heard people say like he went hard before he got famous. And they talking about it. It's like classic songs and albums or whatever he done did out there, mixtapes and shit. Like I heard the Get Rich, was it what mixtape was it? It was some mixtape that I used to always listen to. I think it was based on the movie Get Rich or Die Trying. It may have been the Get Rich or Die Trying mixtape. Like that with every song, it was probably like 15, 16 tracks on it. All of them went hard. It was like Maybe We Crazy. Uh Let me see if I can see the name of that album. See if I can find out what that song. Yeah, it was a DJ Who Kid mixtape. Bulletproof. That's the mix. It was a bulletproof mixtape. Like that shit went hard to me. Say this was before Get Rich or Die Trying. The name of the album is called Power of a Dollar. See, I'm gonna have to listen to that one day. I'm gonna have to listen to that one day. I think somebody mentioned that Power of a Dollar. I think I've heard that before. But yeah, that Bulletproof mixtape went hard to me. It's just like the dude, to me, he can't miss. And that's why people like 50 Cent. It don't seem like he can miss. Like right now, he's finna start his own thing in Shreveport with the studio. And some folks are really hoping that that don't work out because what it is, people, they finally want to see him lose. They are like hoping, okay, this is the time that he's going to lose, and we're going to be able to make fun of him and talk shit about him on podcasts, on albums, and that's going to be the end of it. That's all this is. It's just people waiting for that one moment that they can finally say something bad about him, and it's actually true, or he never overcomes, what they've said about him. That's what it is. 50 Cent is the future. Is dope as well. Okay. See, he putting me on. You putting me on to some stuff. I'm gonna have to go check it out because, like, I'm a big fan of 50 Cent. Like I said, even the stuff that didn't hit to me, the stuff that wasn't good, I still was like, I'm still a fan. It didn't mean that I'm like, okay, I'm out on him. Like most artists, they start to fall off, and you're like, I really can't fuck with him no more. He sucks or whatever. I don't know. I never really felt that way about 50. I was like, man, I'm a rock with him, whatever he do. I just like the dude. I like him. He always spoke his mind. I like that. I like it. So you got Faizon Love. Ja Rule never stopped hating on him. Ja Rule never stopped hating on him. Ja Rule hated him, still hates that man to this day. But we know how 50 Cent, he has a tendency to every now and then bring up Ja Rule, make posts about him on Instagram. And I know Ja Rule don't like that. Because he made a fool out of Ja Rule. He really ran him out the game. He ran Murder Inc. out the game. Because Murder Inc. was doing their thing, and anybody could say what they wanted to say. People started falling off. If 50 started talking shit about you, you fell off. Now, the only time it didn't work out too good for him was the whole Kanye West thing. But really, Kanye West didn't get into no real beef behind that shit. He ended up selling more records than 50. 50 let the shit go. It is what it is. He moved on. I think he knows too, like, yeah, even though I beat him on the record sales, if I was to keep going, you're not you can just tell 50 ain't one of them people you're gonna continue to keep beating him. That it's not gonna be like that. It's just not. You just know, like, okay, you're gonna beat him one time, and then after that, if you try it again, it ain't gonna work out. So you might as well take your win and go home. Ain't no coming back. But yeah, 50 Cent made a couple of posts about him. Let me show y'all those real quick. 50 Cent made a post about Faizon Love, and then Faizon Love said he wanted to box him. Faizon Love said he wanted to box 50 Cent. Look at this.
You are going to give up those apartments.
Yes, sir.
And you are going to turn over control of the corner to the brothers.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yes. Because if you don't, I guess the shotgun goes off and blows your big fat head off clean before you can get your clothes back on.
Yes, sir.
Is that clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Living.
uh, so he made that about him, and then Faizon Love came back with this right here.
Curtis Jackson. It's been cute and fun, but these memes is corny now. I mean, I saw your one post. You said, "Hey, I'm gonna pull up." I'm like, "Huh? How do you pull up to a meme? What do you mean? Come on, Jackson. We know you ain't built like that, Curtis. Have you ever been in a fight? Have you could?"
You say 50 Cent doesn't want no problems, but if there's problems, no problem. Yeah. I don't think, yeah, he just 50 Cent is a troll. I mean, back then, all his beats wasn't trolling. Like, he was dead ass serious. Like, if you wanted to do something, he was gonna fight, whatever the case was. But now he's at a different status, at a different level. It's just about trolling these dudes and getting them off their square and pissing them off and saying certain things about him that's gonna make him get out of character so he can laugh. He's not looking for a fight. He's not looking for a tussle or something to go down. But he is going to keep bothering you. That's what he's going to do. That's definitely what he's going to do. So, look. But if you do want to beef for 50, like you say, it's no problem. He going to go there. You see what's going on with him and T.I.? T.I. is talking so much shit. I'm thinking they trying to set up a versus. I think T.I. and 50 are trying to set up a versus. I think more so T.I. is trying to set up a versus. Now, 50 Cent got a lot of hits. T.I. got a lot of hits. But see, I would be partial, yeah, because me being in the South, you would think, oh, I'm gonna be with Ti, I'm gonna still rock with 50 because I like 50. I think his songs go harder than Ti's. So if I watch it, it's like I already know I'm gonna be like, 50 won this before it even kicks off. And once it's done, I don't think nothing's gonna be able to change my mind. But like, 50 won this. Richard say 50 is funnier than most comedians. Yeah, he is pretty funny. The dude is off the chain when it comes to memes and making jokes about people and being slick or just kind of bringing up shit. He gonna always, even if that person is not being talked about, it's like if he's sitting at the house and you on his mind, he gonna make a meme about it and just put it out there. Like, it's crazy to me. You say he's also probably deeply sad and lonely. You think he is? I don't think he is. I don't think he's sad and lonely. I don't think 50 is sad and lonely. I don't. I guess you think that because he's bothering people and trolling people all the time, but I don't get that impression that 50 is sad and lonely. He's recently broken up with a couple of women who like started asking him for money or kind of got out of character. He just like broke off with him. He's like, nah, I ain't with that. Like, nah. So I don't think he's lonely. Say not a good theory, no verses. You don't think so? I just heard Ti say something. He trying to set up a verses. Hold up, where is that video at? I got the video. He was talking to some manager talking about he didn't say verses, but you can tell Ti is trying to set up a verses. Like you can tell. Hold on. Here you go, right here.
I celebrate you.
Yes, sir.
But if you get a chance, you hear me? You hear me, Kevin
I'm
Hart?
listening to you. Yeah, I'm listening to you.
If you
I know
you
50
get a
don't need it,
chance,
but Ti trying to set it
please
up.
tell 50 bring his ass on out here and get this smoke.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Please tell 50 Cent get his hit records and come on and sit down and see what the South got to say, goddammit.
You see? He talking about bring his hit records and see what he got to say. That sound like a verses. Who wrote jokes for Ti? Man, he's funny because people laugh at him. I don't think he's funny like as he thinks he is. He ain't that funny.
Jesus Christ. You say you want that man to see all full-fledged with the South.
I want him to see what the South got to say. Now listen, hey, I'm the king below the Mason-Dixon line, king of the South. I speak for all of the Southern people. New York been saying shit under their breath about us and having little bullshit, slick-ass comments about us, thinking it's all slow down here. But they want to come down here and go to our malls and go to our clubs. But then they want to kick it like, nigga, we substandard when they get back up top. Well, that shit stop right now.
Yeah, you say you done with that.
That shit stop right now, goddammit.
You say you done.
The king say that shit stop. He say he the king of New York. And if he don't want to do it, and one of them other niggas up there who got a goddamn catalog want to pull up, tell him come see the king. Don't come around me. Come sit down with me.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie to you, too. I'm here for it.
Tell him come see. Goddammit. Andre told him the South had something to say, and I'm saying it.
You saying what needs to be said, bottom line.
Period. Ain't no motherfucking dispute. We the shit. They last year. We the future. So anybody don't like it, come see the king. And we gonna start with 50. And if he don't want to do it, then we gonna go pick somebody else. But in order for him to not, he either gonna have to accept the challenge or bitch up. Those are the only two options.
I'm gonna do my job as a communicator.
Yeah.
I'm gonna communicate.
Yeah.
You say you don't think Ti is the king of the South. You think Scarface is? I've heard a lot of people say that. See, when I was a youngster, I heard Scarface, but I didn't get to hear him. I didn't get to hear him like other people got to. You know, when you a kid and you listening to this stuff, you don't really be paying attention to the records. But the records that I have heard from T.I., I mean, Scarface, he go hard. I've heard him with on records from folks from the West Coast to the East, everywhere. And even other artists say Scarface is the best rapper like ever. I've heard other artists say this. I want to say I heard people like Beanie Siegel say he likes Scarface. I heard a lot of dudes from the West Coast say that they like Scarface. Like that's you say Andre 3000 God level MC. I like Andre. Is he God level? I wouldn't put him there. I think he's made a lot of records. I've heard a lot of his verses, and they do sound clever, and they are very good. But I know so many people say like he's a top MC. And maybe I'm just not that much of a fan of Andre. I like Andre. I'm not a fan. Like, I don't hate his music. I just don't think I'm as much of a fan to say that he is like a God MC, like you say. But that's your opinion. If you think that, I won't disagree with you. Say, what's a king to a god?
Yeah.
I'm going to communicate.
Yeah.
In a Kevin Hart-esque way.
Yeah.
What was said.
Yeah.
And what we feel should happen.
Let him know the king on his motherfucking trail. God damn it, I don't want nothing but action. I don't want nothing but action and opportunity.
Say no more. Say no more. I would do my job.
And I would love to get on live with you and go and do this shit in front of millions.
Say no more. I will do my job.
Okay. Well, you just let me know, goddammit. Because I'm looking for a jet. He got a party tonight. I'm looking for a jet. I'm going up there, and I'm going to commandeer his celebration.
T.I. tripping. Plus, I know damn well T.I. ain't talking about no boxing match. I know damn well T.I. ain't talking about no boxing match with 50 Cent. Either Faizon Love is talking about this boxing match, and I need to go back to that video. But Faizon Love shouldn't be talking about no boxing match with 50 Cent either. Do they not realize that 50 Cent, I don't know if he's still shooting it, but he was shooting a movie to play Balraj in the movie Street Fighter. Now, if you know anything about Street Fighter, Balraj is a boxer. So I'm pretty sure 50 Cent was training, like boxing training, to get in shape for that role. I mean, and just look at 50 Cent's physique. You think these dudes, little old skinny T.I. and big fat Faizon Love, would have anything for 50? That shit is a joke. It would be a joke. You say that's who T.I. needs to get in the verses with, Scarface, because that's who the king of the South is? Yeah, he ain't gonna do that though. I think he would get killed because so many people like Scarface that T.I. it would be a wash. From beginning to end, everybody would just be on. They would be so biased, and for good reason. They would just it wouldn't T.I. wouldn't be nothing compared to Scarface, according to so many people. Say 50 Cent was boxing as a teenager for the New York Golden Glove. See, there it is. There it is. So I don't know why they would be sitting up here talking about a boxing match. T.I. better be talking about a versus, and Faizon better be talking about boxing him on a video game. But Faizon talking about for real.
Jesus Christ. That man said commandeer. When you start using words like that, that's when you're serious.
I'm a commandeer a celebration. Let them know. Happy birthday and all that old shit. But what the fuck is you gonna do, sir?
Yeah, you want the smoke. You want all the smoke.
I got to.
Say no more.
These motherfuckers been talking under their breath about us all these years.
Oh, that's a good news. I ain't said nothing.
No, but you from Philly. You from Philly. Y'all have y'all own battles with New York. You from Philly. That ain't no. That ain't for us. That ain't for us. That ain't for us. You know? No. That ain't for us. Yeah, that ain't for us. You dig what I'm saying? Y'all got to make it to the mailbox and back alive. You know what I'm saying? That ain't for us. You know what I mean? But Atlanta versus New York. I'm the king down here. I'm speaking for the people down here. Don't go around me. Don't talk to nobody but me. Don't nobody go no smoke but me. You speaking for New York? Bring your ass on. Let's see who really got the goddamn action going. Let's see who really is the shit down here.
Give me an hour.
Like he be talking big shit. T.I. be talking big shit. I think T.I. would get his ass rocked. I know he would. Mr. Love and Mr. T.I. are irrelevant human beings trying to stay in some kind of spotlight. That's a fact. They very much irrelevant. In my opinion, I agree with that statement. They are irrelevant. Faizon Love, he's just a joke to me. I mean, if you look at him on that interview that I just showed, he was sitting up there with ashy knuckles. Like he didn't even bother to put lotion on his hands. This is somebody who's been in movies. He's a comedian. Like you can't even put lotion on your hands for a podcast that's gonna be shown all over YouTube. People gonna be clipping it up. You think somebody ain't gonna snapshot a photo of his hands? Like that was embarrassing when I saw that. That nigga Knuckles was ashy as fuck. It's like he just got up, threw on some clothes, and came up there. I would put some lotion on. It just it looks crazy for him to be sitting up there like that. But let me continue and let y'all hear what Faizon was talking about.
Well, anyway, I mean, that would be interesting. I mean, to really pull up in like a ring and get it in. You've been involved with boxing before. I know some boxers. I say let's just pull up to a ring and get it. If you're really mad, I saw your boys wanted to fight Ja Rule on a plane. I was like, that's like fighting in a police station. What do y'all don't really want to fight. Y'all just want to bully people. You just want to bully people. I take that challenge, my nigga. I take that challenge. I give you some time to think about it. Put it all together. We can just meet in the ring. It could be for charity. Give the money to the children's hospital. Or to, whatever. 10 rounds, 5 rounds. I would need some time. I would need some time to get in shape. I mean, I would need probably about 6 to 8 months. But, that's okay. Whatever.
If he needs 6 to 8 months to get in shape, that still ain't enough time to get ready. I mean, his body is a mess. He shouldn't even be talking about boxing 50 Cent. If it's gonna take you 6 to 8 months, you way out of shape. And you don't have the same get up and go as boxers do to sit up here and train for 6 to 8 months. So in between that time, you're gonna fall off. You might go for a little bit and quit. If you really want it to be worthwhile, you're gonna have to go every day faithfully and go hard in the gym. But he ain't gonna do that. You say 50 Cent, Faizon is 57. 50 Cent is 50. Curtis Jackson will knock some pounds off him, possibly knock the black off him, and turn him into Sammy Sosa. It probably will, shit. I'm pretty sure it will, hell. Because he ain't ready, man. He ain't ready, dog. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now, he ain't ready. He just talking. He just talking. And that's gonna get him in a bind. What they say, he gonna cash one of the, he finna write one of them checks his ass can't cash. That's what he doing.
Whatever time you give me to meet in the ring so we can really pull up, as you say, and it's be legal. It won't be no, street shit. It'll be some legal shit. It'll be like a fight. Thriller Manila, me against the gorilla. Dick sucking gorilla. That's you, the dick sucking gorilla. Look. strong mouth. Think about it. 5-0. 5-0 said freeze, and I got numb. When they say 5-0, they're not saying 50, they say 5-0. He's one time. This nigga's one time. This nigga's one time. That's what I call you, one time. Anyway.
He said he needs 8 months of fat camp, then another 8 months to get the stamina it takes to go for 3 minutes for 5 to 8 rounds, do 2 rounds at 3 minutes. He would be gassed. I know he would. I already know he would. He wouldn't make it, man. He wouldn't make it. He wouldn't make it at all. He wouldn't make it at all. You think you got what it takes to get in there until you actually in there. Look what happened to who was that? Jake Paul. Who was it? Who was the guy he was just fighting from Great Britain? What's the black dude name? Once Jake Paul got tired, old boy was like, "Man, I'm knocking his ass out. He ain't finna embarrass me." And he broke his damn jaw. Broke his damn jaw. I think Jake Paul had to have his mouth wide up.
Um, let's set this up, homie. Real talk. No, just me and you in a ring. Um, I would say give me, a couple months to get ready
Anthony Joshua, yeah.
because I'm out of shape. I mean, we can go in there now. I mean, it ain't gonna be long. I'm gonna be, making haymakers or whatever. But I don't know. But you do talk a lot of shit, bully. Now I want to meet that challenge.
Now he wants to meet that challenge. Man, he ain't ready. He's not ready. He is not ready. I don't know what he's thinking about, but that ain't it. Yeah, that ain't it. I moving on. Matter of fact, let me change my poll. Let me change my poll. Damn. Let me start a new poll so I can change the topic. All right, moving on. Identity politics. Identity politics. This is my stance on identity politics. I don't like them. I despise them. You know, for one, for so long, I was always taught that if you're black, you're a Democrat. If there's a black person on the ballot, especially if they're a Democrat, that's who you vote for. If you see a black person on the Republican side of the ballot, they're a coon. Don't vote for them. They don't like black people. And I've seen where identity politics has destroyed our community because we got to a point as black people that folks who ran to say, "Oh, I'm black," what you begin to realize is that a lot of them don't even know anything about politics. They don't know how to set policies. They don't know how to govern themselves. And they're basically in it just to say, "Oh, I'm black. You should vote for me." You see folks like Jasmine Crockett, Al Green, down here in Texas. Like I never really hear them talk about policy. Every now and then they talk about policy. But for the majority of the time that they're up there, they're talking about how much they hate Trump and they're running against the Republican agenda. But there's never no substance to me. There's never no there. And it's just a constant thing where I'm just like, how did I even fall into that trap of just voting for Democrats just because I was black? You know what I mean? Like, how did I fall into that trap? But I know how I did. It's like I said, we were all raised to think that way. And some people are still thinking that way, no matter what type of evidence that they've gotten, no matter where things have led them, no matter what they've seen or heard, they still continue to vote as if they need to vote for somebody who's black. Just recently, we had the presidential election with Kamala Harris, and she was running around talking about we need to vote for her. Roland Martin running around here with T-shirts talking about vote like a black woman. Like, what are we doing? Vote like a black woman. So we should all be emotional because every black woman would tell you to vote for a black woman. I recently just got into it with a lady friend of mine the other day. She was asking me about the election, like, make sure you go out and vote when it's time to vote coming up, the midterms. Like, okay. She said, vote for Jasmine Crockett. I'm like, for what? She couldn't give me an answer. But when I said I'm not voting for Jasmine Crockett, she looked at me like I had shit on my face. She looked at me like I was the most evilest black person that ever walked the face of the earth. Like she just couldn't believe that I said I'm not voting for Jasmine Crockett. And then God forbid I said, oh, I'm voting. I voted for Trump. Oh, she lost it. It's like her head was swelling up. She just couldn't believe that I said that I voted for Trump and that I wasn't going to vote for Jasmine Crockett in the midterms. Like she couldn't believe it. Like she couldn't fathom it. So she's just a useful idiot. Follow the program, don't ask questions, abide by the stereotypes. Yeah. I'm like, bro, I got it. So you telling me I'm like we was riding in the car. It was like, bro, I almost felt like she wanted to kick me out the car. That's how crazy it was. She was so mad that I said I wasn't voting for Jasmine Crockett, and I'm not gonna vote for Jasmine Crockett. I really don't even care. You know, nobody is going to make me do the whole identity politics shit. Like, no, I don't care that you get in front of a podium and scream to the hills how black you are. What's the blackest thing you've done? That's not going to do it for me. That's not going to sway my vote. That's not going to make me say, look, okay, let me go to the booth, vote for this black lady, and then that's it. No, now I'm at an age where I actually expect something to be done because if something isn't done or at least tried to be done, I wasted my time with you. And the majority of the time, when it comes to these black Democrats, we've wasted our time. Starting with Barack Obama, who was black, but he's not black, in my opinion, or according to how I say what a black person. When I'm talking about black, I'm talking about black American, born and raised here, been here for generations, not somebody whose parents is from Kenya. The mom is white. That's not black American to me. That's just an African American. That's it. And so I've been I've been off identity politics for so long. I don't even remember at this point. I remember when my flip was, but now it's been so long. I don't know. I couldn't give you a date because I've just been done with it. And I've been so disgusted that I even thought that way that it's hard for me to even go back there. Like I don't think I could vote for anything Democrat at this point. I hate it that much. 46 MD. My brother is as liberal as they come. He moved to California and rejects his family. Some people are like that. And you notice more liberal people are like that than anything. More liberal people are like that than anything. So he would rather move to a high tax state than live somewhere without a state income tax in Texas. Like that shit is crazy to me. But to each his own. And so, but now you have folks like Stephen A. Smith, who's quote unquote running as a black individual. I think one of his parents are Caribbean, but he's running around here, you know, acting like he's quite possibly going to do a presidential run. He's not saying, I think at one point he said he wouldn't do it, but he's lying because he's constantly talking about politics and now he's doing interviews on what is this? Is this MSNBC or something? Where he's talking politics and it's like, bro, we know what you're doing. We know what you're up to. This is what people do. They say, "Oh, I'm not running. I'm not thinking about running." But they do interviews. They may write articles and they're constantly talking about politics. They're on political shows. And then when it's time for us to see who the candidates are who going to be running for whatever position, then he's going to pop out. Yeah, I think I'm going to throw my hat in for the presidential run. Because I guarantee you, when they have their first presidential debate, he's going to be on that stage. I promise you. I don't know what side he's going to be on because he has said that he's voted Democrat and he regrets voting Democrat, but he's always bashing Democrats now. And that's another thing that makes me like, look, see, for one, he's running on identity politics. Two, he can't even pick a side. The dude has literally spoken bad about both sides, which ain't nothing wrong with that, but he's doing it in a way that he wants to get left leaning voters and right leaning voters to side with him to maybe make you feel like, oh, yeah, we just need somebody right down the middle. My opinion, you don't need somebody down the middle. Anybody who's down the middle they even worse than picking a side because they don't stand on nothing. They're all over the place. You would think that they would vote for you in one aspect and they would totally be against you. They would basically ruin everything that they're really trying to accomplish, in my opinion. Because everything that you do for one side, you're going to negate it on the other side. The lunatic libertarian say, I'm black, y'all. I'm black, y'all. I'm black, y'all. And I'm biggity, biggity black, y'all. I'm black, y'all. Yeah, CB4. Yeah. That was a funny ass movie, CB4. That's what they do. See? Appreciate that, Tim. You say Stephen A. Smith is the same lineage as Candace Owens, St. Thomas. Yeah. Caribbean. But they running around here talking about they black. I'm black. I'm black. I'm black. I was born. What do you always say? I was born in Jamaica, Hollis, Queens. All of this shit. But I mean, this whole identity politics shit is not for me. Is it for y'all? I forgot to change my little banner down there. Is it for y'all? Because it's not for me. I know so many people who love identity politics.
Make no mistake about it, we wouldn't have a border crisis under my watch. Hell no. We wouldn't have this crime that exists in the streets of New York. You wouldn't hear about me saying defund the police. We ain't defunding any police. I'm calling 911 when there's a problem. I know you're calling 911 when there's a problem. I'll be damned if I'm going to have less police officers out there. There's going to be more. That's me. I would focus on a flourishing economy and making sure we did everything we could, because I believe when you have something to lose, you know how to behave. When you have something to lose, you know how to behave. If you have nothing, you have nothing to lose. And as a result, you're willing to tear down anything, even if it's America, because you feel betrayed by a country that's supposed to be looking out for you and positioning you to thrive instead of wallow in misery and suffering. So, of course, I would pay attention to the economy. I would pay attention to all of those things. Make no mistake about it, we wouldn't have a border crisis.
That's one of those things I'm telling you where he's acting like he's a conservative, talking about the border, and that he's saying these keywords, the border, this, and that, so he can grab your attention. You heard border. Now you are on the right, so you're like, hold on, let me listen to Stephen A. Smith. Let me see what he's talking about. But then on the other hand, he'll talk about like women's rights and women's this and women's that. And he's signaling to the left. And now you like, hold on, let me listen to it. But as he can see, when he plays the middle of the field, who's got on his ass? Black women. Kerry Champion, Jamel Hill, Joy Reid. All because he said something about a black woman. Now you see, you can't even speak on a black woman. And that's what he did. And they got in his ass about it. He responded to him. But that's how they play the game. Yeah. You can say what you want to say, just don't say nothing against us. Always be on our side. Yeah, you can be on our side if you advocate for us. That's how it's gonna work for you, Stephen A. But if you don't, it's not gonna be a good look for you. He said he got to get enough signatures to get on the ballots. I don't know. I think he quite possibly could get enough signatures to get on the ballots, Tim. You don't think he could? With his star power, with him being on TV, because he's always on Fox. He used to be on Hannity a lot. He's doing his own show that he talks about politics a lot. I think he could get enough signatures to get on the ballot. I think he could. Mike say, as a Republican, I hope the Democrats and the black community don't listen to anything he's saying. I agree. I'm with you. But we know a lot of black people are going to fall for it. We know this. Like, we can't be, if you're a black individual, then you know a lot of black people are going to be like, Trump did it. Why can't a brother like Stephen A do it? You know that's how they going to act. That's what they going to say. And they're going to fly down there and punch a ticket, punch whatever it is for Stephen A. Smith if he gets on that ballot. Y'all know this. Y'all know this. Voting Democrat never helped the black community. Bro, tell me about it. Stephen A. Smith is a clown and a flip-flop. Yep, that's what I just said, Kevin. He go back and forth. If anybody pay attention, all you got to do is watch the clips on Stephen A. He just goes back and forth, back and forth. He'll get on one side and he say something that somebody don't like. They get on his ass. Then he go back to the other side. Then he'll do a show talking about how bad he don't like Democratic policies and they going down because of Mom Donnie and AOC and people like that. He's just playing the game. He's just trying to get in there. See, that damn first take shit has really got his head filled up thinking, oh, I got so much star power. Trump was just he was just a celebrity. But if you go back and find clips of Trump, he was talking about politics. He didn't just all of a sudden started talking about politics. I seen an old clip. I want to say it was Oprah or something. And he was talking about politics then. I didn't even know that. Like the dude always been into it some form of fashion. Stephen A just thinks, oh yeah, I'm good now. Everybody knows who I am. I'm gonna leverage my star power, and guess what? I'm gonna be your next president. You ain't gonna be my next president, because I ain't gonna vote for you. I don't think you could get away. Anybody could get away with the same thing that Trump has done because they don't have the same thought process. They don't have the same nuts as Trump had when he came out. They don't have it. They don't have the same mind frame where they could just speak their mind. If somebody says something to you and you start flip-flopping like people like Stephen A does, then everybody gonna kind of side eye you and we gonna look at you like, I don't like that answer. Because you said this last week. Trump will just tell you whatever he feel at that moment in time, which makes it so real. And you know it's real because next time somebody asks him, he gonna say the same thing because that's really what he meant. Whether you like what he said or not. Whether you like what he said or not. You say he knows nothing about sports, so why not get into politics where he knows even less? He's a worthless piece of shit. That's funny. I'm with you. I don't even think he know that much about sports. Jason Whitlock exposed that about his book. How he's been lying about his whole college basketball career in his book. He got so mad at Jason Whitlock for pointing it out that he started calling him a fat ass, a fat bitch. Like y'all can go look this stuff up. And I agree with that also, Mike. A lot of people like Stephen A. think they don't realize that after this, with last two elections, especially this last one where Trump won, and you saw how many celebrities were coming out. Even what was her name? Taylor Swift came out for Kamala Harris, and it actually hurt her because so many people like, man, we don't give a damn what y'all celebrities are talking about. Nobody is listening to celebrities. Even now, when they just had this award show and they talking about Ice out and fuck Ice and all this, nobody cared what they was talking about. You know, we made our videos and that's the YouTube show, the whole YouTube thing. We got our content, we're gonna talk about it. But overall, the majority of people are like, I don't give a damn about celebrities' opinions on politics. They don't live how I live. They don't get up and go to work the same way I get up and go to work. These people make millions of dollars to do something fun and have a good time. And they think that what they say is going to sway my voter or get me to think a certain way. The things that they want us to vote for don't affect them in the same way. Why does it always feel like you're being scolded whenever you listen to Stephen? Because he always screaming at people. He's one of those people who always thinks that he's right, or he has this smug, condescending attitude where, okay, what I'm about to say is the right answer, and this is what it should be. That's how he talks, and that's the way he looks at people like, yeah, I got it. He don't talk about shit. So he has no idea how to run the economy. I don't think so either. I trust Trump's uh uh thinking to run an economy or run a business because he has run a business before over Stephen A. Smith. He don't know how to run the economy. He thinks he knows how to run the economy. A lot of people actually think that they know how to be a president or some type of politician until they get in that position and then they realize I don't really know what I'm doing. I need to lean on so many people that at some point I'm going to get asked some questions that I don't know the answer to. We've seen that so many times. Look what AOC just recently. She was up here stuttering and shit. Y'all remember that? Where is that at? I just pulled that up. She was sitting up here stuttering.
Would and should the U.S. actually commit U.S. troops to defend Taiwan if China were to move?
You know, I think that this is such a, I think that this is of course a very longstanding policy of the United States. And I think what we are hoping for is that we want to make sure that we never get to that point. And we want to make sure that we are moving in all of our economic research and our global positions to avoid any such confrontation and for that question to even arise.
Then she also made some comments about Venezuela being below the equator, and it's not even below the equator. So these are people who talking about running for president, and they don't even know like certain things, just basic stuff that you would think that they would know. I'm not saying I'm the type of individual who could run for president, and I know even more than these people, but I'm not trying to run for president. They are. So it's like these are the politicians that people are looking up to. These are the people who are trying to persuade individuals to vote for them. We don't care. I don't want nothing to do with them. Say, I think celebrities speak to the younger generation. I think so too. But even then, I don't even think that they listen as much as we think that they do. If they sit up here voting for Democratic Socialists, they ain't listening to celebrities. Who cares about Taiwan? I don't. It's a lot of stuff that doesn't pertain to the United States that I don't care about. In its own subtle ways, yeah, they do. But like a lot of these wars overseas, I don't care about that stuff. That's why you hardly ever hear me talk about it. Like Russia and damn. Russia and what is that shit? Oh my god. See, I can't even think of it off the top because I don't care. I just don't care. Say she's so dumb. Yeah. AOC made Harris look like a genius. She definitely did. Say, yeah, but Pam Bondi can't answer a yes or no question. But she's not a politician like they are. She's not running for a president. She's just an attorney general. I don't expect her to know geopolitics. She's the attorney general. I don't expect her to run overseas and give me a policy what they trying to do over here in this country and do in that country. If she can answer the questions, cool. But I'm not expecting her to do that. Like that's not even that's what is that? That's a false equivalency. She ain't running for no president. She can't answer a yes or no question. Who can answer a yes or no question? Nobody that they put before Congress or the Senate for any of these hearings can answer yes or no questions. Who answers yes or no questions? Nobody does. None of them. They ask them a question and they go all over the world. And the damn senator or the congressman got to reclaim my time, reclaiming my time. That's not what I asked you. That's all you end up hearing. So, I mean, be honest. She ain't old enough to run for president. I think she is. Let's see. Don't you? What is it? 35? She 36. Yeah, but I think she going. Well, supposedly is going to run with Bernie. Is it Bernie? Who was that? Uh, who was that she recently came out with? Was that Bernie? Who was that? I forgot who that was. She was just standing on some podium with somebody. I think it was Bernie. I think it was Bernie. This is the world stage, not about Democrats or Republicans. It's the USA. They are foolish and turning socialist. Yeah, they turning socialist. Say the younger generation, Ukraine. That's right. That's what it was. The younger generation listens to streamers. I know, right? They listen to streamers talk about bullshit and argue and fight. Like they don't even pay attention to politics like they should. Things just aren't the same. Period. And really, the younger generation, I really don't expect them to be that much involved in politics as I would hope that they would, with so many of the concerns that the way the country is going, especially with the economy and other things we would want them to, but you got to be honest. Most of the time, people don't really get into politics until you start having to pay taxes. You start working a lot. You're not out here just having a good time. You're not out here trying to see what you're gonna do this weekend. You're mostly just in the house, going to work, taking care of kids, taking care of wife, taking care of the husband, and that's all you're trying to do. That's when shit starts hitting you like, I need to make sure I'm voting for the right person and not just who I think should be president or who should be my councilman or who should be the mayor of my city. You start thinking more about politics than you do as you get older. Now you have so many distractions when it comes to social media. These younger people, they may be listening to them, but I guarantee you by the time that they start doing their own thing, living their own lives, they're not concerned at all with politics. I know they not. I know they not. That's right. She wasn't elected. She was appointed. FC say the problem with socialism is eventually you run out of other people's money. Yeah, Taiwan has critical resources used in making computers. That's why the U.S. wants to protect it. Yeah, I heard it. I hear him. I hear you. My thing is, it's like we have so many other pressing issues. Why not build a lot of this shit over here? And I get it. I get it. They could be a great ally, a great asset. I get it. For the same reasons, probably why we went down to Venezuela. Not only that Maduro was causing a lot of problems for us, and he was a criminal, but they got resources. So in that aspect, I do understand. I do. Say let her run. That's an instant L. That's why I'm saying let her run. Let people like Stephen A. run because they're gonna get knocked out the box. It's just gonna make it easier for a Republican to win. A real Republican, not none of this bullshit that they got going on. Not none of this shit. Her and that Whitmire lady embarrassed themselves at that gathering. She's gonna beat Schumer for Senate first, then run for president after destroying New York. That whole Mom Donnie shit is crazy. Say, what is the solution to the problem? Your opinion? What the solution to identity politics? Is that what you're asking me? Because in my opinion, I just don't do identity politics. Vote based on your life. And I'm not saying vote Republican. I know some people will want me to say that. I would prefer people to vote conservative or Republican, but you need to both vote for things based on the way that you live. Now, if you want to vote for a lot of liberal stuff, trust me, keep doing that. When it keeps destroying your life, that's the only way for a lot of people to learn is to keep making mistakes. Because if I just force you to be a Republican, or we just force people to be Republicans, they never gonna get it. They gonna resent it more than anything. You have to just let them keep going down that path, seeing that it's not working, and then you come to the other side. That's kind of how me and others did. You keep voting a certain way, and you start to realize that shit just don't. It's not working. It's just not working. And then you start listening to other people speak. For me, I started watching videos like Thomas Sowell and things like that. I'm like, and it's a black dude. And I'm like, yeah, he right. It makes sense. That makes sense what he's saying. And this is coming from a black person. I started listening to people who folks didn't agree with, especially black people who they didn't like. I'll be like, let me just check them out. Let me watch this conservative talk show host. Let me watch this Republican candidate. Let me watch the Republican debate. Let me watch the Republican Insta concern. Whatever it was, I started to just watch it. Let me just see. And then I started to realize, I like what they saying. I agree with what they saying. Wow, I actually agree with them more than I agree with the people everybody is telling me who I should vote for. And it's like, have I made a mistake? I had to get over that. I'm like, if I go in here and vote Republican, this is going to be bad. And I had to get over that. It took me a long time to get over that. Because you still feel like you're doing something wrong because that's what's been beat into your head. Like, man, you're a bad person. You know how many black people are going to look down on you for you going in there voting that way? I'm walking out of that booth thinking, these people know how I vote. It's like when you get high and you think nobody don't know you high and you paranoid. That's how it was. I'm paranoid. I'm coming out the booth like, oh shit. I wonder if they know that I voted Republican. That's how it is. The sooner they get rid of political parties, the better. But with all the money these parties generated will never happen. Yep, that's right. Too much money flowing into this thing. And some people are actually only in it to get that money. Because somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I don't even think they have to give all that money back, like the donations and stuff like that. They don't have to give all of that money back or spend it on the campaign or whatever it is that they do. I think they can keep a portion of that money, like personally, like they can actually keep a portion of that money. Like I think that that's true. Mike say a black man not living on a Democratic plantation. Yeah, I'm off. Not even fooling with it. Don't. Yeah. Glenn Powell say you can't get rid of political parties. Then what the hell do you do? You got to pick a side. That's all we can do. That's all we can do. You got to pick a side. Like all of that independent. That's cool. You know, sometimes they get House seat or a senator or something like that, but they don't win no presidential elections. It's always going to be a Democrat or a Republican. It's always going to be one or the other. Like you can't escape it. No matter what you do, you can't escape it. You just can't get away from it. And people hate that. Hold on, I got to kick somebody out of here. Talking about don't recommend my channel. He talking about don't recommend my channel, but he's sitting over here watching my channel. Guess what?
Been waiting to say this all year, and I'm gonna say it. And this is a good time. Get the stepping.
Get out. Get out. Get the stepping. You gone. Tactical Mayo talking about I'm Puerto Rican. We always put our flag everywhere. We're really proud of that stuff. Well, congratulations for you. But if you're in America, then you need to be waving an American flag. And I know Puerto Rico is a part of the U.S., but you need to be waving an American flag because without that American flag, somebody will have your ass in a chokehold right now. So think about that if you come over here trying to be funny. Because I hope you're not trying to be funny. Why do the politics matter so much to each side if neither side benefits from the politics? Well, you can't say that. People do benefit from the politics, even on the left. They want abortions. They want open borders. They've gotten it before, so it's benefited them. On the right, we wanted closed borders. We wanted more ICE patrols. We wanted more cops. We wanted the government to stay out of our business. We've gotten some of those things. So it benefits you. We need an American Nationalist Party, and the closest party or group to that are MAGA. Yep, that's true. But I like how some people are still trying to play in the field like I'm MAGA, but I don't agree with everything as Trump is saying. It's like they trying to position themselves just in case it goes wrong. I can get on either team. I can always play either side. I don't like people like that. It's too many people like that. So you voted for Ross Perot in '92, an independent billionaire with no ties to a party. Basically, he wanted to run the country like a business, just like Trump. I remember people saying that. I was young then. What is '92? I was 7 years old, so I didn't know that much about it. But yeah, I've always heard that most of the country has no idea what the candidates' policies are. They just see Democrat or Republican and vote for the party, not the candidate. It shouldn't be that way. That's true. Most people they look and they just vote Democrat or Republican. If it's got an R or a D beside it, that's who they vote for. That's who they vote for. And that's how I used to be. Cause I didn't even know nothing about any of the candidates, especially in my local election. If it was a D, I just hit the D. Now I be looking up shit. I be looking up the candidates. I go to the website and see what's all on the ballot. Like, we had like I guess it was the special elections or whatever it was down here in Texas. And we was voting on 14 propositions. I went and looked up all the propositions, saw what they were about, wrote down my choices, and then I went in there and made my decision. Well, I had already wrote my decision, but I went in there and voted. So now that's what I do. I actually look up the candidates, see what I like, write it down, keep it, or keep it in my head, and that's who I go and vote for. I don't just blindly go in there and just, like the presidential election. Like I don't just go in there, oh, I'm just gonna vote for this candidate, and then the rest of them I'm just gonna hit D or R. I don't do that no more. Or some ballots, I think they actually have it where you can just hit like Republican or just Democrat, and they'll just give you all Democrats or they'll just give you all Republicans. I think we have that in Texas because I think I've done that before. I think I've done that before. What's funny, American Democratic Socialists don't quite understand that National Socialist in German translates to what? What does it translate to? Nazis or something like that? Is that Nazis? Salty spotted dog. Yep, many talking heads are trying to hijack the MAGA movement. They are. I'm currently listening to on an app, Foundations of Democracy. It's a 17-hour audio book. Reading the Constitution, the Federalist Papers, the Bill of Rights, the Declaration of Independence, etc. You say that's all on that audio book? Foundations of Democracy, the Federalist Papers, Bill of Rights, the Declaration of Independence. Are they just reading them or are they explaining? The real Daryl. Politics and boxing are the same when it comes to a discussion. Everybody has their opinion, but when it comes to the ins and outs, a large number of people have little to no knowledge. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And that's what I've been trying to gain more so when it comes to politics. Ever since I've really been getting into it, like on a base level, I come on here and talk about how I feel about a candidate or how I feel about somebody or how I feel about the policies. I know a little bit about them. I don't know like the ins and outs of them. I kind of know the basics of a lot of this stuff, but not to the point where like I'm a politician and I can spit it out to you. And I know a lot of people don't even know even to that level. But yeah, more so now, anytime I see them talking about a bill or some type of policy that somebody wants to push, I'll go look it up, kind of get some key points about it, or try to read as much of it as I can, things like that. So that's what I try to do. Now, I'll have to go over it a couple of times. I'm not gonna say like it instantly goes in my head because a lot of that stuff be just gibberish, man. You have to read it so much to really understand what they're saying. And they also try to play like semantics and they like try to, it's just like these word salads in a lot of this shit. And you got to kind of sift through it. They have things like Chat GPT that'll summarize it, which is good now. Because a lot of that shit, it just be it's like a bunch of bullshit in a lot of this stuff. That's how they get people to not read it or indulge in the things that they really need to know about it. It's because there's so much junk in between the meat and potatoes. To the people that criticize you for being a Republican and being black, just ask them who voted for the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments, who started the KKK, and who was Jim Crow. Yeah, I've said that too. The majority of Republican senators voted for the civil rights bills, Civil Rights Act. So the stuff that they be saying, they don't realize that a lot of it was the Democrats trying to hold us back. A lot of those Supreme Court justices that went against rulers for blacks, those were Democrats. Those weren't Republican Supreme Court justices. Like, people don't know that stuff. The Dred Scott, majority Democrats, ruled against Dred Scott. What did one of them say? He said the white man, the black man has no laws or something that any white man has to abide by. That was a Democrat. It wasn't a Republican. Go watch the 45-minute video, Ross Perot. Ross Perot paid out of his own pocket, prime time, explaining his policies. I will. Where's my notebook at? Hold on, let me get my notebook. Let me write this down real quick. My damn pen done went out. Hold on, let me get my other pens. Salty Spotted Dog said, I get along with a true libertarian than I do with a Republican, but I'm also an American nationalist. Gotcha. Gotcha. But yeah, for those, like I was saying, man, it's whole identity politics thing it's just not my thing anymore. I used to be big on that because I was a Democrat, but not so much anymore. I won't even say not so much, not at all anymore. Not at all anymore. I'm so far done with that. It's hard for people to even believe that I'm that way. I can't waste my time with identity politics. That's why I was so glad that Kamala lost. And it was a lot of black folks coming out then saying how she wasn't black. I want to see if I can find just a few clips. It was a bunch of clips. It was even black women coming out saying that she wasn't black. Here go Judge Joe. I love Judge Joe. Here go Judge Joe.
And then she was everybody's favorite Hindu Indian prosecutor and attorney general and senator, and now she becomes black. But, you know, I met her daddy, fine gentleman, Professor Harris. And the problem with her being black is Professor Harris says he's Caucasian, mixed Irish and Hindu. He doesn't have any black ancestors, but his Irish ancestors owned a lot of slaves in Jamaica and had them to work on plantation. So if mama is on the birth certificate listed as a Caucasian, daddy says he's a Caucasian Hindu and has no black ancestors, how did she get to be black? And by the way, she told one big lie when she was talking about she got bust because of something Biden did when she was running against him. Well, the yearbook that she put out there that you can still get online from her high school in Canada shows she went from kindergarten through 12th grade in Canada, never went to school in the United States of America. She was born, by the way, in the same hospital that my ex-wife was born in, the same 12-month period, and my late mother-in-law was in fact a pediatric nurse in that hospital when Kamala was born. And the birth certificate that she has is interesting because the confusion comes from a mistake. On the birth certificate, it lists the mother's race as Caucasian, national origin India, and religion Hindu. For the father, it does not list national origin. It does not list religion. It does not list anything about that, but where it says race, they put national origin in Jamaica by mistake.
She's not black. Never was. This look like a black woman to you? It's not a black woman. That is not a black woman. Let me show you. This is her parents. Jamaican father, Indian mother. That's not African American. I say black American, but y'all know when people say African American, it's black American. But I don't even consider myself African American because I have no ties to Africa. I'm a black American. But I understood what they were saying with this post, even though they didn't word it how I would word it. A Jamaican and an Indian is not a black American. It's just not. No matter what anybody would tell you, it's not. You got shit like this going on. She getting freaking awards on BET or whatever the fuck it was. Look at this shit. Oh my god, that's a sister. A chairman's award. God. I'm so glad she didn't win. That shit is embarrassing to me. It's like that's why I don't even watch BET. I don't watch no awards, but I definitely don't watch BET awards because if you know anything about black people, we didn't watch a lot of award shows, but we used to always watch BET awards. I don't even watch that shit no more. That shit, once they got on that political agenda about the Dem, I was like, oh yeah, I'm done with this shit too. That first go round when Trump was trying to be president and they was coming out saying all kind of shit, I was like, nah, nope, nope, I'm out. I'm out. Salty Spotted Dog said, I went from Democrat to Republican to Libertarian and swallowed the black pill that made me a realist. You know what? I could possibly get there as well. I won't even put that past myself. I might get black pilled and be like, fuck all of this. I might. No, Obama wasn't black either. I said that earlier. Could a Latino Republican candidate, Marco Rubio, win the Republican 2020 primary? He could. He could. I don't think he will. I think it's going to be J.D. Vance, but he could. He could. Perot's running mate uh, was a Navy admiral. I think a POW and a Medal of Honor recipient. They were more American than any other candidates in history, in my opinion. Larry Sharp in New York is trying to get the Republican line through a primary. He needs 15,000 signatures. That's all in New York? You just need 15,000 in New York? That seemed like that should be easy to get. That seemed like that should be easy to get in New York. There's so many damn people. Maybe it's not. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Ross Perot was the reason independents would never appear on the presidential debate stage. He went too hard, huh? You cool, Ducky T. Marco Rubio is a warmonger. Is he? I know he's been going overseas and shit. Trump using him like a little guard dog. I'm not sure. Is he? Like I told you, I don't keep up with a lot of this geopolitical crap. I just stay away from it. Shit. Yeah, cause I don't even be caring, man. And see, this is what I like right here. Because there's so many people starting to use the term that me and others are using more and more, which is foundational Black Americans, which is saying, no, we're not like Africans, we're not like Jamaicans, we're not like any of those other groups. Yes, we have lineage from Africa, but we're not Africans because for us, we're so far removed from that, we're just Black Americans. Nobody else was calling themselves Black Americans until Black Americans started doing it. Now, in other countries, they'll have Africans there and they'll be like, yeah, our black population. No, that's your African population. It's not your black population. So, like, we're delineating. And you have so many people that's using the term, which is what I like this and culture piece right here.
Even if she had always claimed to be an American Black, it's simply factual that she is not a foundational Black American. And again, that is why America has all of these provisions like affirmative action and set-asides and civil rights laws. It is because of the shame and guilt about slavery and Jim Crow, both little democratic enterprises, by the way. So it all has to be spent on Black Americans, not on any loser with a grievance from around the world. And that's what it's become. I listed in that column you mentioned, Peter, because it always makes me laugh that all the good diversity jobs are going to immigrants. There was Claudine Gay, the head of a lot of the affirmative action programs, and there are like 200 affirmative action or DEI administrators. They're Indians, a lot of Indians. And I went through all of the immigrant hosts on MSNBC, and I forget, there are like 8 of them. And 3 or 4 foundational Black Americans. And I know, MSNBC, oh, they're so proud of their diversity. No, it's not about diversity. It's about integrating Black Americans into mainstream American life, and giving them benefits to make up for slavery and Jim Crow. I think, some affirmative action programs went a little far and aren't really helping. But that's what it's about, and we've completely pretended to forget what the point of this was.
You say be like Morgan Freeman and just say you are an American. I could say that. Yeah, I could say I'm just an American. But like I've always said, I'm not one of these people who try to act like we're all humans or I'm just an American. No, I'm a Black American. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. I'm not saying that to be against other Americans. I'm just letting it be known that I am different. I'm a little bit different, just like you are a little bit different. That's okay. You know what I mean? You may be a white American. That's okay. You may be an African American. That's okay. But I want you to know that I am a Black American. I have a history, and I like that history because I think when we start to do that, things get washed away. I don't want things to be washed away. I don't want something to be forgotten about. I don't like that because let's be honest. We hear a lot of things in this country about never forget. Never forget. We don't want to forget certain things. So look, I don't want nothing about me to be forgotten. Africans hate Black Americans. Don't believe me? Take a trip to. Oh shit! I've seen enough of those clips where they get Black folks over there in Africa and get them to buy a business or some land and steal it from them. They build it up, put a facility on it, and then they take it from them. Occupy it, take it over. What you gonna do? You can't do nothing. There's nothing you can do. Nothing. You can't do nothing about that. You fucked. Like that shit. Man, look, that ain't gonna change. The name Black came from slavery. That's not who we are. I'm Black. I don't know what you are. What you gonna tell me? You're an Indian? I'm pretty sure you're gonna either say you're an Indian or you're an African. Ain't never even been to Africa. I'm Black. So I don't. So whatever you is, then you be that. But I'm Black. Okay. It is what it is. Who is this? Hansadorf? Guess what?
Y'all really got me good. I got something for y'all. What? Get out! Trick or treat your ass up out of here. Let's go. Look, Martin, look, it was a joke, man. Well, then joke on out of here. Let's go out.
You out of here. Hansadorf, you done. Most Black Americans have some European DNA, and many Caucasians have a mixture of many. Yeah, a lot of Black Americans got a little bit of Caucasian DNA in them for obvious reasons. I'm brown. I know I'm brown, but I'm a Black American. I'm a Black American. I'm not brown in the sense like, oh, I'm a Latino, like they say the Black and Brown coalition. It's like people like that just want us to be anything but what we are. Like they hate it. They want to be Indians. They want to be everything but a Black American. We Indians. We brown people. Ain't no niggas running around here calling themselves brown. What's your race and ethnicity? And you go around trying to check brown. Ain't no brown on there. You ain't never checked no brown. You ain't never went nowhere and called yourself brown. So if somebody comes to you and say, you Black, right? You can be like, no, I'm brown. I'm a brown American. Like, what? The hell you talking about? No, you ain't saying no shit like that. only 10% of Africans taken as slaves ended up in America. They ended up in Jamaica too, as well as other places. Yep. That's a fact. And also, I've said this before. Every black person over here didn't come off no damn slave ship. It was already black people here. Like Columbus stumbled upon America. He wasn't the first motherfucker to come over here. Like, we already know this by now. It was already people here. Have you ever seen the Olmec statues in Mexico? Them look like Mexicans to you? Them look like Mexicans to you? Them like brown people to you? So you never heard that before? You never heard nobody running around calling themselves brown? Brown Americans? Douglas? If you go to another country, they call you American. Yeah. That's why I'm a black American. If I went to another country, I would say I'm a black American. They would already know I'm American by the way I dress and probably by the way I talk. They would know. I bet you another country, if I went to, they definitely wouldn't say I'm African. I know they wouldn't. They would look at me and be like, oh, that's an American. Just like you said. But I would be a black American. But they would know that I'm American. They would know, like, oh, he's not an African. They would already know. So all that goofy shit they be talking about. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Yo, 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 yo. Say, man, it's time for me to dip. I've been on her 2 hours. So, with that being said, man, I appreciate y'all checking out the channel. Appreciate y'all watching the show. If you're new to the show, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And as always, I catch y'all on the next show.